Hey, good morning. It's Stage Door, a theater podcast hosted by a couple of regular guys. I'm Kyle with Tom today, and we are very fortunate to be speaking with one of the cast members of the national tour of Waitress that's coming into the Stranahan. We're spoiled, man. We're spoiled, Tom. So I can't believe that we actually get to talk to this person, Gabriella Marzetta. Dawn is a quirky, fun, kind of shy girl, you know, in the show. So she's a character. I love it. I love this character in her, and has a couple solos in the show. So I can't wait to talk to her.
That's funny. Playing phone tag.
All right, it's ringing. So this is good.
Hello?
Hi, there you are.
Hi, there we are. I don't know what was just happening.
No,
but
I
hello.
have a janky equipment. It's not you. I have to be the person who calls, or it doesn't work.
Got it.
Because it boots us all off. It's like, oh no, there's somebody trying to do stuff. So that's okay. We got it.
Got it. Well, I'm glad we figured it out.
Yes, we figured it out. So, but we're very excited to talk to you, though, obviously, because we are what is actually called true fans. That's why we started this podcast in Toledo.
Oh, yes.
Because we're just dorks.
I love all of this.
Yeah, we're just.
Yes. Oh my gosh, sign me up.
All right.
Sign me up.
So where are you at right now, then?
Right now, we just got to Modesto, California. We are doing a one-nighter here.
Just
it's
one night.
beautiful outside. Yeah, just one night. We're in our little chaotic stretch of tour this past, I guess it's now been 2 weeks. We've had like a 17-show stretch. So this is like the light at the end of the tunnel. So we're very exhausted. But the fact we're in California, I can't complain too much because it's absolutely gorgeous.
So you say 17 shows, like literally like 17 in a row? You don't get like Monday, Tuesdays off or anything like that?
No, yeah, there's only a very few times in our tour when that happens, and it just has to do with all the shows we had to reschedule from the first tour, like when theaters could take us. So it's less than ideal, but yes, we're almost done with a horrific 17 show stretch.
I'm sure.
And only about 5 people got COVID. So
only 5. That's not bad.
Yeah, right.
That's not bad
No
at
big
all.
deal.
How big is the cast if there's only 5?
Like not that big. I want to say like 20 or something.
Oh.
Like
Only a
we're
fourth of the
dealing with
cast,
quite a
yeah.
lot right now. Yeah, like we have some old cast members out with us right now to do the show tonight. I mean, this is touring during COVID, never a dull moment.
Right. And then you got the pit. The pit's pretty big too, so you got all those people that could do it as well, I imagine. So it's going to be.
Yeah, well, actually, a lot of them already got COVID at the beginning of this tour, so we're in the clear for them because they don't have understudies. So if we were to lose more than 2 of the band members, like we wouldn't be able to do the show.
Gotcha. So Tom is sitting here too. So when he pipes in, I don't want you to be surprised if there's
what's up,
another
Tom?
guy. Yeah.
I'm trying not to scare you here.
Yeah. So there's
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Real good, Gabriella. How you doing?
Oh, I'm great. I'm happy to be talking to you guys.
We love having you here, too. I noticed you don't really get a break when you come to Toledo either because you're going to come straight from Michigan, and then you have 2 shows there,
Yep.
and then boom. Although you do get to sit here for at least 4 days. So you have the same
Exactly.
place to go back
and
to
that's
for
worth
a few days.
it.
That's
Yeah, that's as long as we have a place, at least as long as I have a place I can go back to and like not have to repack my suitcase after every single show. Like I'm happy to be there for a couple days. And
4 days in Toledo, so you're probably excited for that.
Oh, very excited. That seems like a vacation at this point. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And it's in the Midwest, which is where I'm from. I'm going to have some family friends come. And I hear Toledo is a fantastic town to do a show. So we're very excited.
We have theater geeks here out the wazoo. We've got, I mean, again, we're doing this podcast because there's so much passion for theater in the area. And, you know, we work in the news and we do arts and stuff like that, and yet we go for lunch walks and we're talking about theater and we're like, what are we doing? We should just start a podcast about this. So that's what we did.
And it's just
that's
up.
so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
So you're from the Midwest, you said? Where from, Bouts?
I'm from the Chicagoland area.
Okay.
So I grew up in St. Charles, Illinois.
And then from there you went off and you did all your schooling in all these big cities probably, or did you stay in Chicago?
Well, I went to Performing Arts High School in Chicago, so I got like the kind of best of both worlds. Would take the train from the suburbs to the city every day, and it definitely set me up for success in terms of like connections, people in the industry. So I ended up going to Webster University for a semester after high school, and then I transferred to Cap 21 in New York. And the only reason I transferred is because I wanted to be in New York. They're both great programs. But I just knew I needed to be in New York if this is what I wanted to do. I needed to be there, to make the connections, to go to the audition, see the casting directors, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I did. And then after 7 years of, hitting the pavement, pounding the pavement, I finally booked Waitress.
Nice. So it only took you 7 years to get a job?
Yeah. I mean, like I was doing some like off-Broadway children's theater, which was like paying the bills. But this Waitress, ever since it was announced, me and everyone else in the world, like it was my dream show. It was like, oh my God, Sarah Bareilles is writing a musical. Like this is going to be the best thing in the world. And I saw the movie in 7th grade when it was just released.
So did I.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And it was like pretty mature.
Oh yeah.
For
it was
a small age, but
See, I haven't seen the movie. I'm so looking forward to the musical.
Beautiful.
These people are telling me, don't watch the movie first. Just go to the musical.
No, exactly. Don't see the movie first. See the musical because the musical is better. The music is so much better, and it adds to the show so much.
It's happier. Yeah,
yes,
like the
happier.
movie, it's dark. It's, like an independent Sundance film. Adrienne Shelly is absolutely incredible in her direction and writing of it, but the musical definitely takes the beautiful story and makes, like musicalifies it, Broadway-fies it, so you can take in this kind of sad story without, being depressed for 2.5 hours.
Precisely.
There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun that they added. Yeah. Exactly.
I've listened to the music quite a bit, and that's what's drawing me into going to this. And I'm also a big Sarah
and
Bareilles
it's
fan.
so much of what, and there's so much of that in the show. Like, of course, we still honor Adrienne Shelly's text and her original ideas, story, and direction. Like most of our scenes are verbatim taken from her screenplay. So we very much honor her, but what Sarah adds to the story and of course the music, it wouldn't be Waitress without it. And actually I got the chance to thank her in person one time because she was in our rehearsals in New York. And so she, was just listening to us sing through some stuff. So we sang Soft Place. And then afterwards she was like, being so generous and being so nice. And I was just like, Sarah, I just have to say thank you so much for writing this song. It has meant so much to us. Like, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much. And she paused and she went, I literally had to.
Oh, just
like it was like a requirement of hers. At first I was like, oh, like sweet, like it came from her heart. But no, she meant like, no, like they literally made me.
Oh.
I thought it was hilarious because like the most beautiful music I've ever heard, and like that was her response.
She was like,
she's
next
so
time
funny.
you see her, tell her the guys in Toledo thank her too.
Yeah.
Oh, I will, and she'll probably be like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Those
I
guys.
still had to.
Those guys that keep calling me every day. Those guys probably.
So what was
You
the
and me
process?
both.
What was the process of you getting this?
It was 7 years. A 7-year long process.
Well, but give us the last year, the last month,
Oh my God, yeah, I will not. I will spare you the New York details of the 7 years, but it's actually pretty magical. So, there was a posting for this tour on, all the playbill on Actors Access, blah blah blah, and my dream, like I said, was to be in Waitress. Ever since it was announced, I got to see the first preview. I had like this kind of weird like connection moment with Kimiko Glenn, who is the original Dawn at the stage door. So I always had like this idea in my mind, like, okay, there's a spot for me in Waitress, maybe someday. Of course, as a fan, I'm a frequent hire for life, but like I knew there was maybe something more. And so I submitted for these auditions. This must have been in like May of 2019. And I didn't hear anything, and they weren't even doing an open call. It was like super exclusive. So I didn't get, a bite when I sent an email and tried to get an audition. So I was like, okay, whatever's meant for me is meant for me. I was doing an off-Broadway show at Ars Nova at the time. My hair was like bright blue. I was supposed to be like a 17-year-old heroin addict. So basically think Euphoria. And so the complete opposite of Dawn. And now fast forward, I'm in this show. It's August of 2019, and I'm on Actors Access, and I see the role of Dawn re-released. Like, it seemed like they had cast everyone else in the tour. I'd already kind of forgotten about it, but I saw Dawn was on there. And so I was like, okay, there's a reason this is happening. I have to do everything in my power, to at least try to get seen. So I sent 12 emails, all with the same exact message, but I sent them in 12 different ways. Like, one way I sent with my headshot resume attached, one I sent with the link to my website, headshot resume, one I sent with nothing attached, because I looked on Google and they said, apparently if you are sending emails to casting directors with your headshot and resume as an attachment, it goes to their spam folder, which I'm like, why wouldn't they tell us this? Like, that kind of seems like really important information. And so,
and then you're probably like,
right?
is that true? I don't even know if that's true. I don't know.
Exactly. Is that why this took me 7 years? Like, what is going on?
Wow.
And so I looked at that. I sent this 12 different ways, the ways they recommended on all these articles. And I got a response the next day. But in my email, here's the key. I was all talk because I was like, the worst thing they can do is ignore me or say no.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what do I have to lose? I said in the message, I was like, hi, you don't know me, but I am the perfect Dawn. If you see me, you will probably cast me as Dawn. And so I very much talked myself up, which I would never do that in person. But I was like, they're probably going to ignore it. Like, that's all they've been doing anyway.
Yeah.
And so, but then they didn't. And then I got an audition. I was in 3 times that week. By the last audition, there was a video camera in the back of the room, which was Sarah Bareilles, because she gets final say on everyone.
Oh, wow.
We had everyone else in the room, Duncan Stewart of Stuart Whitley Casting. And I was in there being myself. I had bright blue hair. I wore this this dish soap brand shirt to kind of go along with Dawn.
Oh,
like she'd probably
nice.
You know what I mean? She'd probably sport a soap brand shirt. But I looked like such a punk. Like, my hair was bright blue. Like, I had a stain on my shirt. Like, I was just being myself, being goofy. And so I was like, okay, this is fun. Like, they'll get to know me for future projects. Wasn't expecting to actually get it just because I was so thankful to even be in the room. And I was the last one of the last day. I sang first out of all the 5 girls, and I sang last out of all the 5 girls. And they had me sing it in 2 different keys. But they had me sing the last time around in a key lower. So I was like, oh, no, they think I can't sing it. They're not going to give it to me. So I was like, okay, this is great. I'm just going to have fun. And so it happens. I leave. I hang around. And I say thank you to the casting director after he leaves the room. And I'm like, hey, I've been trying to get seen for this show for literally 5 years. So thank you so much for just giving me 2 minutes of being Dawn. So much fun. And then the weekend goes by. I'm leaving my preschool job on Monday because I'm a preschool teacher in New York, and I don't even have a degree for it. That's how it works as an actor.
I see.
It's just.
We won't announce that to people in New York.
Exactly. Yeah. No. So I'm leaving my preschool job, and there's this random number calling me, and I answer, and it's Duncan Stewart, and he's like, hey, Gabriella, I can't stop thinking about what you said to me at the end of your audition. And so instead of emailing you, I just had to call you and say that you're going to be Dawn.
Oh my God.
You're going to be North America's Dawn. And I was like, no way. And it was such a New York moment. I was in front of Grand Central Station, stopped on the street. It was the best moment I've ever had
Did
in
you
life.
just run around telling all the strangers right there that you got the part? Because I would have.
Oh my God, no, that's not how I roll. But I was dying inside. I was calling every single one of my people.
Yes.
No one was answering. I was dying. Not even my mom would answer. We know that our mom always answers.
Mom ignored your call.
She ignored my call for 3 hours, which is
I'm not leaving a voicemail about this, Mom. You just picked the dang phone up.
Exactly. I was dying. But my dad, he called me back first, and so it was so sweet to talk to him because without him I wouldn't even be here. So it was definitely a New York dreams come true moment, and now here I am after
on
a
a podcast from Toledo. Yay!
Yes,
oh wait,
yay! Full circle.
When you said you sang it, are you talking about When He Sees Me? Your big song.
Yes.
What song were you singing?
We had to sing When He Sees Me, so I just went in and just sang her pretty. We didn't even have to sing our own audition songs. I was given When He Sees Me, and then the scene before Never Getting Rid of Me with Ogie.
Gotcha. Is
Yeah,
that
so
I
I
Love You Like a Table song? That one? Is that the?
It's the I love you means you're never ever ever getting rid of me.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one. So they did the scene
I
leading
was just
up to
gonna
that.
tell you that 2 years. This show was supposed to come here 2 years ago, and no pressure. You gotta live up. But I think you're gonna be fine. I think that people in Toledo are gonna love you. You sound absolutely perfect for this role because she's kind of crazy. She's kind of.
Are you saying I'm kind of crazy?
Well, I mean, but you have to be. You got to have a personality to have this character. You can't be just a stick in the mud. You got to have character.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been fun to grow with this role too because over the past 2 years, the world has evolved as well as the show. And so our show has very much evolved with the world. Like, for example, like usually Dawn has American flag that she is sewing at one part in the show. And I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to spoil anything. But instead of the American flag, it's now a pride flag. And we've changed, some of the lines to just like show like kind of like what we support and, what is, I think, or what the team thinks is appropriate to be showcasing on a stage in 2022, when we have a really important special show to share and a special message to share. And it's been really cool to evolve with that. Dawn has also evolved with that, where, Dawn used to be, a lot of people would describe my Dawn as like, and I would move like an anime character. Like she was kind of very hyper and chaotic, and kind of like her and Ogie were both kind of like very up, like physically. They were, it was more like vaudeville. And so now this time around, we've really grounded all the characters in the story, where now it's still the same exact Dawn, but it's like it's even more human now, where she's more quiet. She doesn't move as much. She instead of like making, the most facial expressions, she barely makes any. So it's like really cool to see how a character so close to your heart can evolve when, with while not changing anything, and they're incontrovertible facts about who they are, while also evolving with the story and the time. So it's really cool to see, we have a lot of new cast members, a lot of old cast members, and it's really cool, if anyone who saw the tour 2 years ago, they'll be really thrilled to see something familiar, but then something a little new
different
as well.
Awesome. I think it's funny that you're like, are you calling me a spaz? But on your Instagram page, you're sitting there doing a worm on the TikTok video. I'm like, I don't know, maybe you are.
I'm dying.
I know. I'm scrolling through your thing. I'm like, here she is eating a piece of cake with her face on it. I'm like, really?
How dare you not call me completely normal? How dare you?
I think it's great.
I do need to know, can you make a pie?
Yeah.
You know what? I sure can. I love to cook, and that is something over quarantine. I feel like everyone kind of picked up the skill of at least like baking sourdough bread, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love to cook. I have not looked in the Waitress cookbook yet, which I know a lot of people have been doing. There's a pie book of all of Jenna's pies that we sell at the show. I am still waiting to do that.
Do you sell the book or do you sell the pies? Because I want pie at the show.
The book.
Oh.
Well, if I wonder in Toledo, because it depends on the place. Sometimes there's pie at the shows.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes there's not. There's almost always a pie smell going on.
Oh,
so
wow.
if anything, there's going to be like a nice like apple strudel smell.
If I walk
and if
into
not,
someplace,
don't get mad at me.
If I walk in and there's a pie smell but no pie, there might be a throwdown going on. Are you kidding me? Who's putting pie smells out there without having pie attached to it?
Toledo.
Wait, I'm totally talking to the team. That is totally such a tease.
You're
cannot
so
do
right.
That.
How dare me?
Come on, man. You have that set up, and I'm like, oh. And the whole time I'm distracted with no pie. This isn't
Watching
good.
a show about pie.
I didn't mean to start a fight with talking about pie here.
Well, pie, I'm very passionate
God.
about pie,
Yes,
okay?
clearly,
Pie and Waitress, I'm very passionate about both of them. So.
Yes, same. But yes, I can bake a pie, not as well as Jenna. But I can make a pretty mean like Oreo pie, and that's
Oreo
my favorite
pie. There you go.
Do they use real pie in the show?
Yes.
Wow.
Believe it or not. So we have a lot of prop pies that were made by I wish I could remember her name right now. I'm terrible with me. I'll try to send you her name so she gets credit. But
there you go.
There's this amazing pie maker in New Jersey, and she is responsible for like making all of the prop pies, and they all look so delicious and real. And so half the time we're using those on stage, half the time we're using actual slices. And it sucks because we have to bust them all. We have to watch people take a bite, and then we have to throw them in the bus bin, which is like just absolute torture. but the crew does get to eat it after. Well, not really lately because of COVID, now that I think about it. But last year they did. But there is actual pie in the show. We use all real ingredients. We use actual chocolate syrup, actual milk, sugar, butter, flour, you name it.
Yeah. The song from the beginning, those ingredients that you talked about. Gotcha. And love and all the other things.
And love, sugar, butter, flour, mother. Yes, all that stuff. Yes. So it's really cool to like get to work with the real stuff because it, helps you drop into the story even more.
Has there ever been a pie fight?
I wish, and that I'd be the one to start it. maybe on June 12th, our last performance.
There you go. That'll be a
Don't
cleanup
tempt me.
crew.
Your
ready.
last performance is in June, but I just saw also you've been doing this a while now. You had 100 your 100th show recently, man.
Yeah, I've had my 200th show
Oh
recently.
wow!
It's
I gotta scroll up
insane,
further
yeah.
on your Instagram account. Sorry.
Yeah, that's recent. It's the picture of me with a mustache. So
that one.
you wouldn't think to click on it.
I'm like, no, I
We
don't
just thought it
like
was
that.
pie.
You're
We
like,
didn't know it was
no.
mustache.
Skip. I want to see there's a picture of her eating a face of herself. That's
You
great.
were all over- I'm looking at the schedule. You were all over the place.
Yeah, it's been insane. Like we have some pretty good sit downs coming up, like Dallas. We're going to the Casey Starlight Theater, which I'm really excited about. But we're gonna close in New Orleans, which I think is like the perfect place to end this.
Nice.
What seems like 50-year-long journey, but it's
Yes.
only been
I see
it's been
you
4
hit Rockford-
calendar years,
you
which
hit
is
Rockford,
insane.
Illinois. Will that be all family at that one?
Yes, I'm so excited. That's my
Yay.
homecoming show, and I'm hoping to the stars and everything holy that it doesn't get canceled, because a lot of our one-nighters have not been seeing good luck because of COVID. So I'm like, please just let that be the one that like nothing goes wrong.
It's not going to get canceled.
We'll
We're sending
see.
you good vibes.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
not going to happen.
manifesting.
Let's not
You're
talk
right.
about that kind of stuff because it's
Yes,
going to be
it's going to be
amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah, we
Yay,
don't-
you're right.
Yeah, we're not going to even talk about that. Well, I'm just a dork here, and I just love talking to you. I think your energy is off the charts. I can't believe you still have all this energy after traveling all over the country in 17 days worth of shows. I mean, I
me
don't
too,
even know
but
how you do this. It's
It's
very
people
impressive.
like you, it's people like you where it's like we have the same love and the same passion. It's like I could talk about this for days.
Well,
I'm sure
so
you guys feel the
sad
same
that-
way.
Yeah, I'm so sad that like all the stage doors that these shows coming in, I won't
It
ever
is
actually meet
such
you.
a bummer.
Yeah, so
It
I
is-
would love
I
to be
mean,
able to go.
I mean, honestly, you didn't hear it from me, but
Mhm.
if you go to the stage door, you could still say hi to us. We're
Yay!
just like not allowed to
Nice.
broadcast that, but
Oh.
totally still come to the stage door
This
and
is kind of
we
going
will
to get
say hi.
broadcast, just so you know.
Oh, whoops. I mean,
Hmm.
whatever. Come on. Just we're not allowed to touch. But
Yeah.
hey, I'll come wave at you.
Okay,
that is
come wave
definitely
from
a
a
thing.
distance and be like, "Hey, it's
Yes.
us. We're the stage
Exactly.
door
No, I
dorks
really
who-"
would love that.
I would
I
love it
really
as
would
well.
love if you guys did that. Please
I
do that.
already have the tickets. I will.
Oh yeah,
not-
we're
I'm
going to be
not-
there opening night. Tom and I have not
fantastic.
seen the actual stage production ever, even though we have listened to the soundtrack 1,000 times, seen the movie. So I know a lot about it, but I cannot wait to see the actual
Oh, I could
stage.
not be more excited. You guys, I hope you're going to love it. I'm a
there's
little
no
biased,
doubt.
but I
Sure
think
of
we
it.
have I think our little play is really super great, and I think you guys are going to
Our
like
little
it.
play. I'll be the dork that's crying during She Used to Be Mine in the audience.
Yeah.
Oh
with
my
my
gosh.
wife and my daughter
You
on
and
my
me.
sides going, knock it off, Dad.
Yeah. So.
Oh my
you'll
gosh, you're going to
spot
see it
Tom
with
in
your
the
wife
crowd.
and your daughter.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, that's going to be beautiful seeing it with
Well,
your
it's
wife
kind
and
of
your daughter.
a very strong female empowerment
Absolutely.
that I'm
Yeah,
seeing out of
it
this.
is.
And that's why I wanted,
mean,
wanted my
it's-
daughter to go.
Yeah, and it's beautiful because it's one of the few musicals where it passes what they call the Bechdel test, which is where none of the characters need a man or a woman or a significant other to level up or to continue on their story.
Okay,
Like
just
the
don't tell
show
my wife
starts
this,
with.
okay? I'm
I
going
won't,
to
don't worry.
preference the fact that
My wife already knows that. So
during the song that you can never leave me, that's
Never
That's-
getting rid of me.
never
Yeah.
getting rid of me. I'm gonna be tapping her on the shoulder the whole time.
tell her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Ogie gets done. So it'll probably work.
Yeah.
But it's so cute because it's such a great show because it starts with the connection and the relationship between Jenna, Becky, and Dawn, and then it ends the same exact way. And so I think it's a show that everyone needs to see, especially women, because we don't women or men. We don't need a love to complete our stories. And we see that in Waitress. She just needs herself and her friends, and self-respect, which is what she gains at the end. Spoiler alert.
Oh no, we know it's beautiful. There's going to be
Okay, I
so
was
many
gonna say.
people flocking to see this show. You're going to have a lot of support in the area for sure, and we can't
Oh,
wait to have
yay.
you come. And we are so thankful that you came and took the time to actually pick up the phone and talk to a couple of just fans.
Oh, of course.
That's what
This
we
was
are.
such a highlight of my week. Thank you so much. And will you make sure you text me after the show because I actually want to see you guys at the stage door.
Oh my
You have my
gosh.
number, so
You're gonna make
I
me
would love
cry
to
here
say
in a
hi to you
minute.
guys.
So seriously.
Well, you may be disappointed. There's a reason we do a podcast and not
Oh,
a
yeah,
video
yeah.
podcast.
Oh.
Sorry, just kidding.
We just look like normal schmucks. So,
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I can't wait for you guys to see it. And thank you so much for talking to me. This
Yes,
was awesome.
thank you,
Great
thank
talking to
you.
you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
This is the time when I kind of pitch us a little bit here. If you guys enjoyed that conversation as much as we did, you know what? Awesome. Tell a friend that you're listening to this podcast. Subscribe to the podcast on whatever podcasty thing that you're listening us through. And then even if you get like a little bit more ambition and you want to go out there and you want to like really give us some encouragement, go to iTunes. Go to iTunes, leave us a review, give us a 5-star. Obviously, don't give us a 1-star in a review because if you're going to do that, please don't. But leave us a review. Tell us that we're really great because our bosses would like to hear that kind of stuff, and then we can keep doing this stuff because the more listeners we have and the more followers we have and the more likes we have, then the more of these we can keep pumping out. Again, thanks for listening to us. Bye.